Welcome back to another edition of Sounds Right Media. My name's Anthony.
And I'm Brian.
And we are going to bring you some great analysis on ZOM, Zometica. And we're going to tell you all about it. We got the charts, we got some catalysts, we got information. Is this a buy? Is this a sell? We're going to get to that. We have Brian, professional stock trader of 37 years. This man has made a lot of money. He's made others lots of money. And we are going to dive deep into his brain and get all the information to try and help everybody build a better and bigger portfolio. So, Brian, would you take it away on these charts for us?
Yeah, let's do it, Ann.
All right, boom, and there's your chart for Zometica. And Brian's going to help us get a great synopsis of what's going on here. Brian, take it away.
Anth, another one of these stocks, 6 cents, beginning in November, trades up to $2.91 back in early February. What do you think about this here?
I can't imagine having the diamond hands to hold this from 6 cents. I hope there's guys out there that actually have that 6 cent average. That would be amazing. But yeah, to me, some people just think stocks infinitely go up, and there's a lot of hype around Zometica. So it's an interesting prospect, I guess. Brian, what do you think about it is more important?
Well, Anth, a lot of things to digest on this chart here, but before we get specifically into the chart, like you said, Trueforma, this product's going to be rolling out in spring. They're basically a one-trick pony, this company here. They actually went ahead and did a bought deal. A bought deal. Have you heard of something like that before?
No, I have no idea.
They're pretty rare. As opposed to doing a public offering, they did a bought deal, which basically eliminates the risk to ZOM. And they went ahead and did, initially they were going to do 13.2 million shares. Early February, a couple days later, they decided to do 91.3 million shares at $1.90 a share, wow. raising over $170 million.
So they used that momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of interesting things here. If we look at all of the red arrows that I've got here, this one here is on January 4th. January 4th, they appointed a CEO, and the company came out and said they're nearing commercialization. Now, the stock took a little bit of a jump from the, let's call it 25-30 cent range, popped on up, traded then up to 59 cents. Then we take a look at over here, we've got the other red arrow. This is on January 12th. January 12th, Carol Baskins.
Carol Baskins.
Carol Baskins of Netflix?
Yeah.
A Netflix star.
The Tiger King.
Yeah, she went ahead and had a $299 cameo request to go ahead and talk about this stock.
Okay.
And the stock had a big pop, as you can see.
Interesting.
Now, the interesting thing is the day prior on January 11th, I wonder if there was some leak that she was going to be doing this here, because as you can see, this stock had a gap, which has never been filled. We've talked about gaps before, right, on previous videos. Okay, so
that's just a close and then an open at a higher price.
Correct,
right? Or
exactly.
a lower price.
Yep, exactly, in either direction.
In this case, higher.
Correct. And then we can see here, the third arrow, January 18th, the company sent out a shareholder letter that Trueforma was nearing commercialization, and the stock gapped up from this day to this day.
And real quick, what is Trueforma?
Trueforma is basically a small diagnostic platform that can be used to diagnose thyroid and adrenal problems in dogs and cats. So, the pet lover, this is part of the reason.
Big deal.
Yeah, and this is why the stock's getting a lot of play in here. But a lot of things that it digests on here. So before we get to the current tape action of the stock, I just want to point out a trading opportunity that we've kind of talked about before, but it's really nice and illustrative on this chart here. If we take a look from this point here, you can kind of see a little bit of a saucer shape that's developed, okay? And I've got it here noted, sideways chop, saucer formation offered, a trade setup. If you go ahead and zoom in here real close, so you can see that this says a lower low. We put in a lower low from the prior day. And on the last video we did, I talked about ideally I wanted a lower low in SNDL and then a higher high.
Right.
This offered exactly just that. You put in a lower low here, following day you put in a higher high, okay? That could have actually been a real nice buy signal. You were holding the 20-day moving average right here, and on this particular day, you traded as low as 91 cents. To make a higher high, you have to trade 99 cents. You did it on this day here. So now you're looking at a buy at 99, stop at 90.
Okay.
You've got a 9 cent risk. Look what the stock did then from that point forward.
Wow.
You moved on up. Here, we've talked about inside days.
Yep.
This was an inside day right here. You can see illustrated by this little graphic here. And then on the way she went on up. Moved on up. You had a gap to the upside.
Moves.
Another gap
now,
to the
what
upside.
What is that day? What is that time? What happened there?
Well, there wasn't really a whole lot of anything, Ant.
Just momentum?
Just momentum on the stock. You know, gap and go, gap and go. And we always talk about how many days can a stock go out with a lower low. Currently on this stock, and we'll get to this in a minute, we're looking at 6 days. This was a run going back from here all the way on up to right here, 9 days without a lower low.
Wow, okay.
So 6 always isn't the number. 7, 8, it can go longer, but
around that number.
But around that number, you got to start looking. And then you got a double top in place here up around the 290 area. And also, I should note right here, you also had another inside day that then propelled it higher. So I like these inside days. Oftentimes it tells you the stock's taking a pause before a move higher. Now if we dig into the chart here, and again, you've got a gap right here. This gap was filled. You got a gap right here. This gap was filled. And you can see the gaps got filled as you had the pullback here and the pullback here.
So now that we have a little bit of history on this stock, the past couple months of action here, Brian, take us to the present moment. What's going on here? There's still a lot of talk about Zometica, a lot of talk about Truforma. Could this be a buy or sell, or what are you doing with this stock?
Well, personally at this point here, if we're looking at the chart, it did hold initially on this pullback, the 130 to 150 area, as you can see in the notes. You put in a double bottom on the charts. Here's the double bottom right in here. It held the 50-day moving average. And then you went ahead and you broke this shorter term downtrend line. You also had an inside day right here. And on this inside day, and I won't zoom in on this here, but where this arrow is, you also had lighter volume. So you had an inside day and a break of the downtrend. Again, this could have offered a great risk reward setup. A buy above this particular day's high, which was $2.10, with a stop at that day's low, which was $1.97. So you'd put a stop in $1.96. You're getting long at 211 with a stop at $1.95. Look what their stock is now, $2.49. But what I would say is I wouldn't be chasing it here because, again, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days without a lower low. Stock traded on up into the upper 260s, 78.6 fib retracement of this 291 down to the lows in here. Puts us at about that 260-ish area.
Right.
At this point here, pushing 6 days without a lower low.
And a nice jump today.
This is a stock, if I'm long, I'm staying long, I'd probably run a stop below today's low, which comes in at $2.31. But at this current time, I can't be a buyer of it. There's no way I can buy it. And actually, I take that back. A 78.6% retracement would have been $2.57. Today's high traded up to $2.59.
Wow.
So I stand corrected with that.
So we're getting to that range that stocks like to back off at.
Yeah,
right? That 6 day kind of
average,
7,
6, 7, 8-ish, right?
So it's right around there. Also, it made a major move today. I mean, I think I saw it up around like 12 to 15%.
Yeah, up towards its high as it was. Closes up just shy of 9%.
And I think even after hours, I saw that it was up 2%. So anyways, it's about 10% increase right now. And it's at that 6 day, I don't want to call it a limit, but that 6 day range, right? Where you normally would see a back off. It doesn't always happen, but it's a general rule.
Right. I like playing for the 7th day, and then if you start pushing above that, I really want to start tightening my stops up. And we won't get into it, but then I'll want to start using like an hourly time frame if it starts breaking some hourly support. And as we get to day 8 and day 9, I'll even look to tighten it up to maybe a 30-minute time frame and then even a 10-minute time frame.
So Brian, before we go to talk about the company a little bit more and possible upcoming catalysts, is there anything else that we need to be aware of for this chart?
Well, Anthony, as we talked, this is day 6 without a lower low. The only other thing that I would reference is this stock is not too terribly far from hitting new 52-week highs above 291. Typically, when you get up at these levels, you're going to try and make a run to it. Whether it does or doesn't, we don't know. The other thing that I'd mention is if this stock had a gap up where it opened higher than it closed the prior day, say maybe by 10 or 15 cents. I'd watch out for some type of gap up and reversal. If you see something like that developing, to me, that'd be the exit, considering you've got 6 days without a lower low.
So now moving on to the company's website. This is Zometica, as we have previously stated. And Zometica, it's kind of a one-trick pony right now.
Yeah.
They have a test, and it's called Truforma. And their whole shtick is that they're going to be the caring side to veterinarians. And they care about their products. They care about the animals, right? So I think that's kind of why they got Carol Baskins involved, is because she's kind of well known in that community, that animal care community. And I think they do have a lot of sympathy and empathetic play here. But as for company-wise, as for products, and they have stuff that they want to get out. But right now, Brian, what do you think about it?
Honestly, Anth, I think, as you said, I concur. It's a one-trick pony. Right. Valuations are astronomical again. Taking a look, they've got just shy of a billion shares outstanding, 972 million, 2 billion market cap. I mean, for a company that is a one-trick pony, that market cap is crazy.
And there's no real short squeeze opportunity here.
Not really, because there's not a lot of short interest in the stock.
Okay, all right, and we have 4% insider buying and 6% institutional ownership. What are those numbers low? Is that high?
Yeah, they're pretty low. They're pretty low. Yeah.
Okay.
I always like to see, at least 10% insider ownership. More than that's even better. But minimum 10% in insiders, again, pretty weak.
Okay.
And the big thing, again, let's not forget, this was 6 cents at one time in November.
It's a scary thought.
Yeah.
When you're playing around at 260 right now.
Absolutely.
The fact, and I'm not saying it doesn't warrant a higher valuation than 6 cents, but to be at 260 right now, I don't think I'm personally a buyer at this level. So that's it for the overview of the company. As of right now, they're a one-trick pony with potential for other products in the future. However, right now, just that one thing. So there you have it, guys. Honestly, we hope that you appreciate the way we look at stocks and the way Brian analyzes the charts and the information we are gathering to help support your portfolio here and give you good ideas on what to invest in. Now, we are not financial advisors. We cannot tell you what to do with your money, nor should we. That's always left to you. But what we can do is give you a level-headed, realistic point of view. And Brian here is not going to give you the 10x, 1000x, 10 times, 50 times your money, right? No. And if there is a place for those stocks, of course we're going to tell you. But what you're going to get from us is real advice on how to use your money and not lose your money. So I just want that to be very clear, because I've gotten some comments like, "Oh, you're a bear," and it's like, no, we aren't bears. We are very much investors. We like to invest in company. We like to make swing trades.
We're just realistic.
We're just realistic, guys. So we hope you all can appreciate that. I am Anthony with Sounds Right Media,
and I'm Brian,
and we'll see you back next time.